welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. You know, we're blessed to live in Florida, and those of us who've lived here for some time kind of deal with some of the things that we have to deal with. One is the humidity, one is the heat, and the 3 days a year that we need heat in our homes. But in order to get the right climate in your home, you need the right person to set it up for you and get it working. And like I always say, always use a professional. There's a ton of stuff we can do ourselves, and you got all these DIY shows, and you got YouTube. But most of the time when you do it yourself, expect to go back and have someone professional come and redo it. With me is David and Jason. Hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
And you with Billfish Air Conditioning?
Yes, sir.
Is that what it's called, Billfish?
That's correct. Billfish
Okay.
AC.
I want to make sure I get it right, simple. I try to
Yeah.
keep it simple.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Easiest
old,
way.
and sometimes it doesn't come out right. All right, so why did you get into this industry?
Well, I mean, I've been around the industry for, I don't know, my whole life. Started HVAC, 11 years ago. I knew that I wanted to open up my own business, being around it. So about, 4 years ago, opened up Billfish Air Conditioning and kind of took it from there. And we've grown at a very fast rate, which is very exciting and things like that. But it's the main goals with Billfish Air Conditioning is making sure the customer is number one. And the, secondly is the team.
You guys are young, so it's easy. When did you come on board?
I've been with Billfish for about 2 years. I've been in air conditioning for over 26 years now. As far as why I got into it, I'd say I basically fell in love with the refrigeration circuit, the magic that happens. I know there's not enough time for me to, give the world a tour on air conditioning and what really takes place, but it's just the technicalities of what actually takes place in heat transfer and the real breakdown of air conditioning with the electricity and all. So that's why I fell in love with it. As far as Billfish goes, me and Jason have just come eye to eye. The Treasure Coast and surrounding areas have been lacking a true team that actually is gonna put air conditioning on a top level professional scale and deliver the right product, the right treatment, and the right care to customers and homeowners. And we both know that because we've come up in the area. So we've joined forces to provide that for the customers. And we're going to do the one thing the rest of the companies around here don't do, and that's take the men that get us there and come with us up with us. And that's what it's all about.
We were talking in the green room, and one of the things that was really impressive to me was the fact that it wasn't about you, and it wasn't about you. It was about the team.
Correct.
That's number one.
And it was about, we're talking as business owners, most don't understand that the most important person in the organization is not you or you, it's the team.
That's a lot of issues with other business owners. They don't understand that without a good team, you don't have anything.
Right.
You got to have a good team behind you and that stands behind you and supports you, to have that 5-star reputation. If you don't have that, then you have nothing.
Okay, so, Jason, how important is changing the air filter in an air conditioning unit? It's probably the question that everybody who has a home in Florida asks, because I don't know that anybody has that definitive answer.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, you change the oil on your car, just like
Right.
you would changing the filter on your air conditioner. Same thing, maintenance. I've had, like I told you when we were talking, I had a customer that, their electric bill went up $150, and they were all freaked out. We went out there and looked through the whole system, and all it was a dirty filter. Little as a dirty filter could increase your electric bill, by $150 or more. And not only that, the strain that it puts on the components in the air conditioner and the blower motor and so forth like that, it's not letting the system breathe. It's like breathing through a straw. It struggles.
It's funny because I saw a filter that if you held it up to the light, it was black. You couldn't see through it at all. So that means the air couldn't get through it to be recycled and come back.
Candles do that a lot too.
That's my knowledge of air conditioning, just so you know. What kind of are there different filters?
Okay.
Correct?
Correct.
What should one buy?
Okay, that's a big question. And
List can go on forever.
going back to how important is a filter. Everybody needs to realize that air conditioning as a whole is a fairly new industry. A lot of people watching and listening probably know 20 years ago you advertised if you had central air conditioning in Florida. You advertise if you were selling a property. Nowadays, it goes without being said. Absolutely, there better be AC, or you don't even want to talk about it. So, as the industry has grown, we've learned a lot more. Just like any industry. Yeah. So, there's a whole new industry within the industry known as indoor air quality. Over the years, we've come to find out that in South Florida, our indoor air is 60 to 70 times more polluted than what we're dealing with outside. So, going back to your AC filter, that's your first and sometimes only line of defense for keeping your home and your loved ones healthy. And that's it. Unfortunately, all that takes care of is particulate and keeping your coil clean if it's regularly changed. So basically, that's the very beginning of a huge question, which would be indoor air quality. But it's your number one first line of defense against any kind of contaminants, any kind of any particulate, which could be anything. So, if you don't change it, keep it clean, you're going to destroy your system, number one, or cost heavy repair bills. Number two, the biggest one is you and your family are eventually going to be sick.
Yeah.
Whether you know it's happening or not. It could just be lethargy or many other different symptoms, but it's your first line of defense. So it's more important, I'd say, than paying your electric bill on time. It's number one. And as far as what filter to go with, there's nothing wrong with a standard, say, MERV 8 to MERV 13, regular disposable white pleated filter, providing it fits your grill or wherever you're installing it very tightly, and there's no escape around that filter. And then the key is changing it before it's overly dirty. Once it's overly dirty, you're going to get particulate release out of the backside because of the pressure it's building and the ramp up of your indoor fan. Once that happens, now you're getting everything you collect on that nasty filter we all see collecting on your coil. And once that happens, you're going to need one of us to come over there, and you're probably not going to like the bill. So it's very important.
A lot more than a new filter.
So here's the scenario and I'm just bringing up the stuff that I know, because I don't really know the industry, but I know what happened in my life here.
Right.
Okay, so all of a sudden, the house goes from 73, where I keep it, to 89 degrees, and I go out and I look at the AC, and it's one big ice cube.
Correct.
What are the causes of that?
There's multiple causes to that. Your main causes for what's known as evaporator freeze up is going to be low refrigerant, and the reasoning behind that is refrigerant operates off a pressure temperature relationship. So if your refrigerant level, meaning Freon, what most people know, ever drops too low, it will ride at a temperature where it freezes humidity in the air instantaneously, which just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. The other main cause of that is lack of airflow across your evaporator coil, and that could be caused by the infamous dirty filter or the loss of a blower motor or some obstruction to your air path. But those are your main causes.
He's
for that.
way too smart for this industry.
Oh, I know. He knows his stuff. You don't even want to get him on air quality. You get him on air quality, he's gonna blow your mind.
I'm expecting you to change your damn filter and you won't have the problem.
Yeah.
But it's like now I know everything. Now, in the last piece, for me, is...
Hit him with the home air quality.
No.
We'll be here for 20 minutes. I'll sell you a whole thing.
No, but it's clearing out the tube that drains the water outside.
Right.
I just learned that, when I moved to Florida.
Okay.
If you don't clean that out, expect to have problems with your AC.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Picture it like this. Take a bucket of water or upside down garbage can and leave it outside your house for a week or two and come out and look at what you have in that bucket or that garbage can lid. That's happening 24/7 in what's known as your condensation drain line. So algae, things like that form, and these are just gravity-fed drains. So you're starting, spilling out at this level, and your exits at this level. So it just drips into here and then drips out of here. There's no force for the majority of drain lines except gravity. So once all that algae and slime builds up in that pipe, all it has to do is compile in one of your fittings, and it's going to rise quicker on this side than that side. Now, depending on where your air handler is and what flow switches you have into play, you could go as far as risking your entire home.
Right, it'll flood over.
If it's
Yeah,
up
it'll
in the
flood,
attic, it
exactly.
can take out all your ceilings, mold internal walls and everything before you even know you have a problem.
Yeah.
On top of that, the industry has switched to mostly aluminum coils on the evaporator. So it used to be a copper aluminum mixture, like an alloy. You know, you have copper tubing and aluminum fins, and that would create electrolysis, which is detrimental to a lot of your algae, a lot of the scum that builds up. Nowadays, with less expensive, we'll say, manufacturing, they went thin-walled all aluminum, and your electrolysis is no longer there. So it has increased in importance, I'd say, probably about 50%.
Yeah,
to be fair,
I would definitely say
know.
50%.
I mean,
Did you
the newer
steal
units-
him out of school?
I've known David a very long
Okay.
time, and he is
Holy wow,
very
he's got like
knowledgeable. on the
every
HVAC.
piece.
you're gonna have me blushing.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
he knows
I'm
his
like,
stuff.
I was like waiting to hear. "You
When we go on
cleaned the
sales
damn
together, I
thing?"
just let him do all the talking.
And when I vacuumed it out, like, a lizard came out, a snake came out, a
Yeah.
lot of algae comes out.
Yeah, and especially with the newer units, I mean, the algae has really gotten, like you said, increased by at least 50%.
We can't talk to him. 'Cause he's too smart. He's way too
He
smart.
knows his stuff.
He's way too smart. So,
Yeah. Some people say I'm a giant run-on sentence.
well, here's what I figured.
Yeah.
Because we was talking in the green room.
Yeah.
And you were talking about team, and we were talking about what workers do and how they kind of get around the owners and the bosses. And you said that you were out with your people. So if you join this team, you know that you got someone with the knowledge to level you up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And be right by your side. I
And
mean,
be right by-
David will get right in the field with them. You know, if they've got an issue or if they need help, whatever, he'll get right there with
You're like
them. and-
me. We don't do anything.
No, I do a lot, but it's on the office side of things.
I get that
You
part.
know what I
yeah.
mean? I still got to run all the other things. You know what I mean? But David is a great general manager, and he is awesome team. Leadership. He's great.
Okay.
Well, thank you, sir. You're a great boss and great company owner, and appreciate that highly. Where you're taking the company.
So now we're going to take a whole lot of time and talk about one more thing before we run out of time, and that's the heating element within HVAC. You told me, I'm not letting him talk because I'm going to tell him what he told me. It's like 5% of their business, right?
Yeah.
But it's like 90% of what the state or the rules require.
Exactly.
Correct. And I don't want to get in trouble with any engineers out there, but the state of Florida and the country as a whole actually designs HVAC, off of heating. All of your codes, all of that stuff. I mean, air conditioning is actually heat removal, but by law, all you have to have is heat. Unfortunately, for us lower states, Florida and such, we all know we rarely ever use that heater. We pray for the days where we're going to get that cool morning and wake up and be able to crack a window and let some of that stagnant, contaminated air out. So as far as the heating goes, it's basically a non-existent thing in all of our hearts and worries and caring for our homes. So for the fact that the industry as a whole, especially in the state of Florida, is actually designed off of heat is kind of silly.
Yes.
But that's what, everybody hears SEER ratings and things like that. All that goes into play, and it really should not where we are. If you're using your air conditioner 90% of the time, which I think everybody would agree that's what we do, why would we be basing our, electrical values and what systems we're going to be putting into code? Why would we be basing it on heat?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that would take a countrywide change,
Yeah,
And I mean, even when it gets cold out, I mean, there's only when we have those freezes, there might be a week or so where it gets. Oh, we've got X amount of no heat calls,
Correct.
and after that first little swing, it trickles out. Like I said,
I don't know that I ever turned my heat on.
Right.
All right. How do people find you? You have a website?
Yeah. We have websites, Billfish Air Conditioning. You can find us on Facebook. Type in Billfish Air Conditioning on Google, and we pop up. I mean, we're all over the internet.
You have a phone number?
Yes, we
Do you know
do.
it?
Yeah, the office number is 772. It's 521-5495. You can give us a call. And also you can get online to our website and go in there through the text and schedule appointments that way too.
Okay, so-
www.billfishac.com.
Yeah.
So I'll be working for you guys because I have learned probably what most other air
We're hiring a
conditioning
maintenance guy.
people- what other air conditioning people know. I've learned today in this like 12, 15 minutes
Yeah.
of time.
No, I mean, he is very knowledgeable.
Oh,
He's
my
great.
God.
They told me, you
You
want to
are
be
blessed.
successful, you got to hire people that are smarter than you. Put
That's
them in the right position. So he's the
right.
one, you know what I mean?
I want to
So-
thank you guys for coming on.
Hey,
it was a
thanks a lot.
pleasure.
Hey,
Yeah,
thank you for
thank
having
you.
us.
My
Both of
pleasure.
you.
Everybody, have a great day. Use a professional. We'll be right back.
All right.